Anyways. I'm Sophia A. Jackson, and I'm the editor and founder of Aphrodisiac Theatre News. And today I'm joined by
Tsemaye Bob-Egbe, and I play Annie Kamkwamba in the new production of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind.
Thank you very much for that intro. So, for those who haven't seen the film or read the book, in your own words, tell us about The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind and what we can expect from the theatre production.
Oh, wow. So The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, our version of it, is a musical, and it's based on a true life story about a little boy in Malawi in about 1999, 2000, who decided to build a windmill in order to be able to bring his family out of the desperation that they were in and just to power his local community.
And what was your understanding of the? Had you seen the film yourself? Were you familiar with the story?
So yes, I watched the film with Chiwetel, who's one of our producers on this production, and it was just a very real life story. I feel like sometimes we can kind of get swept up in, the fantasy or the good things about life, but there are some people who did really struggle during and going through really human things like famine and starvation, things that we can't really compute in the Western world. And so just watching the film made it so real that these are real people and real stories that we're telling in this show. And so we have a real weight to be able to carry that story out and to share it with audiences.
How involved has Chiwetel been? Have you met him?
Yes, he's come a few times. So I believe there's been a couple of workshops prior to this run, and he's been to every one of them. He came to our first day of rehearsals and
Oh,
stayed the entire day.
yeah.
He stayed from morning till the end of the day. We had a whole read through and he was there. And then he came in one of our last days in London again to just spend the afternoon with us. And that was also the day our leading man got nominated for an Oscar.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, yes, it was just a really beautiful day. And he's just really involved and really passionate about the project, which is really great to see.
Oh, that must be such a positive experience. And then, with regards to the story itself, it's very heartwarming. So and it's based on real life events. Does that add an extra layer of pressure because it is someone's actual lived experience?
Absolutely. And so, especially because it's an all Black cast telling a very African story, a very Malawian story, we are really
Mm.
specific about pinpointing what the accent is like. How do people greet? How do people show respect to elders? We are taking on so much of that authenticity because it's really close to all of our hearts. And so we've worked with lots of dramaturgs, the
Dramaturgs?
word, dramaturgs, thank you. And a couple of our creative team and cast members are from Malawi, so we always
Okay.
refer to them. And so there is a real weight to try and get it right.
Yeah.
We are doing our best. There's also a bit of Chichewa in the story. We make sure that we sing and speak in the language. And
Okay.
so we're really trying to make sure it's grounded in Malawi, not just a general African feel, but really a Malawian feel.
I've got some really close Malawian friends, so they'll be very happy to know that.
We really hope, we're really trying. I promise you, we're doing our best to make sure it's as authentic to the country as possible.
I've actually been to Malawi. It's such a beautiful place. Were you lucky enough to go as part of the production?
No, but we didn't, the cast did, but the entire production team did go. So our producers, Kenny Wax, Lynette, the set sound designers, costume designers, the whole group went to Malawi and spent a couple of weeks actually where William was from. They went to go
Okay.
see the surrounding cities, and it was really nice for them to also come back and show us pictures. And they've then
Yeah.
used those references to be able to build the show. So make sure that the set and just little things like, how popular Coca-Cola is in African
Fanta.
countries, and so they do a lot of branding and making sure that there's like a real authentic feel to it, and corrugated tin roofs and all of that. Our designer Frankie has done an incredible job to keeping it as close to possible.
I love that. So how did you approach being William's mom, playing that character?
I'm playing his sister. I wish I was. Bless you.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I William is the heartbeat of the story, but there are also different storylines that we're weaving through, and mine particularly, and I think I'm allowed to share this, is a love story.
Mm.
And so to be able to make sure I'm grounded in the severity of what's happening within our story, which is about the difficulties and the famines and what these communities were going through with the rains and floods and their planting, because they are a farming family. And so their whole ecosystem is in control of the weather. The weather dictates what they're able to do. And so to be able to play the severity of that, as well as have a parallel falling in love story, it's tricky, and so I have to make sure I'm grounded in both aspects, because it's very easy to just focus on the love or focus on the difficulty and not try and balance it out, because I think as human beings we're always looking for a glimmer of light in the
Yeah.
darkness, a semblance of hope throughout what we're going through, and it's that getting that balance right.
And are you a sibling yourself?
I am. I've got three older sisters.
Oh, so this is great.
Yeah, so between William and I, and the banter, the love hate, it's that thing of, and I said this to Lynette, our director, is that thing of, oh, I could kill you, but I'm going to give you my kidney with no thought at all. It's that sibling, is that sibling love where you can like just take the mickey out of each other, but also know that you've got each other's back.
And how has playing this role impacted you personally, would you say? Because you've played in lots in musicals before, but this seems quite different to the previous ones you've.
Yes. I think for starters, Annie is quite young when we meet her, but because of how society is, she's had to grow up really, really quickly.
Right.
And so for me, it's finding that balance of maturity, but also not having a clue about life, but thinking that you know it all. But in terms of comparative to the roles I've played, I have played true life characters before, but this one feels closer to home because I am Nigerian.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I'll be able to dance, with African movement and use my bodies in ways that feel closer to home before. And so it's just been a joy. And most importantly, the whole rehearsal period and where we are now in tech, it just feels like a real emotional moment. And again, it's just that weight of carrying this true story that is going to touch so many hearts. The amount of tears that have been shed already within the cast who know what's going on, yes, it is profound. Profound is the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're coming out of rehearsal, so you're in tech now. So can you share some of the highlights of the experience so far for you?
Oh, I think the first time we sung the final song of the show was a big highlight, because it's the end of the show and it's going through that trials and tribulations and going to the point where there's resolution. And, Tim and Richie have written such beautiful music for the show that a lot of people who see the film can't imagine it being a musical, but I promise you it really does work. Because at the heart of Africans, we like to sing and dance.
This is true.
We really, really do. And so that finale song gets each and every one of us in the room every time. And so the first time we did it in full, it took all our breath away. We had to just end the day there.
Oh, so I should be preparing myself for an emotional ending. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I don't want to reveal too much, but I would say to get some tissues.
Okay, that's fair. What do you hope the audiences will take away from watching The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind?
Oh, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind is a story of resilience and hope. And I hope that that's what audiences can take away from it, to be able to know that even though there are difficult moments in life, at the end of it, there will always be some kind of resolution. There will always be a lesson learned. And it's just to give hope in really dire times. I think society as a whole, we're kind of holding our breath a little bit. And so I hope that this provides escapism. I hope it provides a sort of spiritual experience as well, where you can leave all your worries at the door and just be able to focus on the show. But also hope, I think, is the biggest thing.
Thank you. That's lovely. What tips would you give to a newbie to the industry?
Oh my goodness, this is my favorite thing. I love encouraging young performers and older performers, no matter what age you want to start. I will just say it is a game of perseverance. Keep going. Keep going. There are so many moments and I speak to creatives, I speak to writers, I speak to everyone along the way, and it's just making sure you're grounded in who you are and just keep going, no matter what what happens and the difficult times, the way you think, oh, I really want to quit. Those are literally always the moments of breakthrough.
Yeah.
And so just keep going. That's what I would say.
And how do you keep going personally when you're having a tough
Uh,
time in the industry?
Ooh. I am a Christian, and so my faith is a big thing for me. I make sure I'm rooted in my faith. I also think it's very important to have an identity outside of what you do.
Mm.
And so to be grounded in your family, your friends, who you are as an individual, I think that's also really important. That's not really spoken about within the industry because everyone wants to level up and succeed. But actually, love who you are. And I know it's really cliche. I know it is. It does help in this industry to have a sense of who you are and have things that you love doing outside of the industry as well in parallel. So you're making sure that you're working and balancing of both those aspects.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
important. Thank you.
Mm.
Okay, we're now on to our quick fire questions. So don't think too long at all.
Okay.
Answers. So the first question is, who would you love to see at press night, dead, alive, or fictional?
Just one.
Yeah, like if you could choose one guest, they could be imaginary or fictional or
My first thought was Viola Davis. I don't know why. Just gonna leave it
yeah.
out there.
Okay, I think she would enjoy it.
I think so too.
First time that you went to the theatre and who took you?
I don't remember, but the first vivid memory I have was Wicked, and I went with my family.
Okay, that's a nice memory. What was the last play that you saw and who did you go with?
I saw All Is But a Fantasy, which is also here at the RSC,
Oh
directed by
wow!
Whitney White, and it was
Yeah.
great. It was fantastic, especially as a Black woman watching that show. And I went with two other of my cast members
Oh,
as
amazing!
well.
Glad you got to
Yeah,
see that. I really hope I can get to see it as
but see just one part, but it was I was sold.
well. I hope it gets a London transfer.
I hope so too. I really hope so too.
Can you give a shout out to the person in this industry who has had the biggest impact on your career?
You know what? She's gonna hate this. But Madeline Appiah, who plays my mum in this show, is one of the
Oh,
people. She's the
yeah.
first person who came to my mind. I've known Madeline for years, and she said something to me. I did teen in 2018. I started off as an understudy and got to play the role. And she said to me, when you step into, whether you're an understudy, whoever you are, when you step into the role, you are the role. So don't shy away from trying to take someone else's spotlight or do anything else. You are that person. As soon as you're on that stage, it is yours. And I really, that stuck with me.
That's fantastic advice. And finally, why should we come and see The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind at the RSC?
The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind is a really touching love story. And the space that we're in at the Swan Theatre and the RSC is it's a thrust space. So you feel really immersed in the culture, you feel really immersed in the production. And I just promise you that it's going to be a really uplifting experience and emotional and spiritual experience. And you will leave all your troubles at the door and get immersed into this Malawian culture and have an excellent time.
Oh, I need
So
this.
come and see it. Yes.
I need that. Okay, thank you. I'll let you.
Thank you so much.
Are you doing tech now? Are you going back to
No,
it?
no. We start in a little bit, about an hour.
Okay,
So I'm
you
good.
go and enjoy some downtime. And
Thank you.
thank you very much for your time. I really love speaking to you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. Bye.